Pretty controversial title and thumbnail, I know, but there's one main problem to uncover about why you should not hire an appointment setter for your SMMA or for your agency, and it's probably not what you think. If you're new here, I'm Evan Vance, I'm 23, I run a real estate social media marketing agency for realtors. My best 30-day revenue period to date has been $77,000, and right now I'm on track to do over $100,000 a month in the next couple of months. So I've had so many comments on my last couple of videos saying, I want to hire an appointment setter, I want to hire this, I want to do that, I want to outsource, where should I get my media buyer? And this kind of applies to media buyers too, but I'm mainly talking about appointment setters today. While I don't know exactly everybody's unique situation, and this may not be specific to your situation, but I know I was in this situation in the past, and I know a lot of people are in this situation now because I think it was like 75% or so of my viewers have been running a business for less than 3 months. Even if you've been running your business for 6 months, a year, maybe even longer than that, this is very important for you to listen to, because if you don't get this right, you're going to scale your business and it's going to suck. The problem here is not hiring an appointment setter. The problem is hiring an appointment setter too early, and I did this myself. All it did was wasted my time and held me back. Sure, there were benefits in the long run, which I can explain a little bit later, but all it really did was held me back from getting really good and scaling my business faster. So I'll start with a quick little story. So going back about 2.5 years ago to the summer of 2020, not long after I started my business, maybe I was 5-6 months in, I wanted to pick up one of my friends to call my leads for me and then book my sales meetings for me. There were so many problems that came out of this, and they weren't his fault, they were my fault. See, while I had some sales experience and some appointment setting experience in the past from when I had worked at a real estate brokerage, the problem was that in my own business, my own appointment setting process was okay at best. I mean, it worked, it was fine, it was sufficient, but it wasn't insane, and it didn't cover every single situation top down, objections and this kind of thing. You need to build this yourself. If you don't build this yourself, then how is the person that you're hiring going to be trained? You can't just hire somebody and expect them to come in and build you an entire appointment setting process that is unique to your company. That's not how it works, especially not if you're hiring a VA, which most people do. So what happened for me was I was working with my friend for about 6 months. I was paying him, I was training him, and he was only doing okay. And again, a lot of that's not his fault. It was my fault because I didn't have the experience to know how to make him better, how to be better. I was pretty good at setting appointments, but I wasn't insane at setting appointments. Like right now, my appointment booking rate's huge in comparison to what it used to be. And the difference is that back then, I may have taken 100 intro calls. At this point today, I don't know how many I've taken, but it's somewhere in the range of probably 700 to 1,000, if not more. So the better you are at what you do, the better you can train somebody who you outsource, and then the better your business will operate as you scale. If you try to skip steps like I did, all it really does is holds you back and wastes time, because in those 6 months that he was making the calls, I could have just learned to build the whole process myself and make it way better, and ended up hiring an appointment setter earlier than I finally did, which was only a couple months ago. So don't skip steps. The people who are at the top have made hundreds or thousands of calls before outsourcing, so that they have a process that is proven top down. Every single objection, every single question is answered to a T and worded very specifically, said in a very specific tone. Sure, can you give somebody a script and tell them read this and it'll work? Yes, but they need to know what to say in what situations. They need to know how to say the script, how to read the script. They need to know how to rewrite the script in their own words to make it sound more natural and not sound like they're reading off of a script. You can't just outsource all parts of your business and expect magic to happen when you're hardly paying people anything and your revenue's nothing. And this isn't me dissing you if this is what you're doing or what you've been thinking. I did this. And it's not a good idea. It's not a good use of your time. Do the hard work. This is something Hormozi says. Do the hard work. Make all of those calls. Get really good. Make your script really good. And just grind for a while and become insane, so that when it comes time to outsource, you can hire somebody and train them to a T and make sure they're really, really good. And they'll book at a way higher rate. And therefore the efficiency, if you're paying for leads and somebody's booking at double the rate they would otherwise, then you're getting double the results out of the same amount of ad spend, or spend on a cold email agency, or spend on VAs sending outreach, which literally doubles your return on investment on whatever type of marketing spend you're using. So seriously, if you're new in your agency, or even if you're a year in, whatever it is, it doesn't matter how long you've been in your agency, if you do not have your appointment setting process figured out to a T, like I said 60 times in this video, it's not going to work that well. It may work, it may be okay, but it's not going to work that well. And on top of that, if you're not the one on the phone booking the appointments, the sales call show up rate goes down a lot. And on top of that, your overall conversion rate goes down a lot because there's this random person in between you and the lead, and it seems kind of weird, and a lot of people don't fully understand what's going on. They're like, who is this guy? Why are there two random people I'm talking to? They forget your name. They forget who they're going to be talking to. So the show up rate goes down drastically. So when should you hire an appointment setter? Well, what I did is I took hundreds, again, 500, 700,000. I don't even know how many intro calls I've taken, but it's been a lot of intro calls. And only really at that point do I suggest outsourcing that task, or when you simply don't have time. If you can take a ton of calls yourself, your skills are going to go way up. And then again, the quality of the people, the quality of the training you can provide to the people that you hire goes way up, and therefore their conversion rate goes way up. So maybe you're new, maybe you're just starting to get a ton of leads like one of my clients right now, and maybe you're starting to get overwhelmed. You need to make sure that your process is dialed. So that's what I'm working with him on. No, I don't have any spots open for signing up or anything right now at the time of me recording this video. I will soon, but nothing right now, nothing for sale actively. Just remember this, as you scale, you get more of what you have. If you have excellence, you'll get more excellence. If you have mediocre work, you're going to get way more mediocre work. If you have a low ROI, you're going to continue to get a low ROI at just a bigger scale. So do things right, not fast.